And she said it would be best if an adoption history were taken as quickly as possible. And I signed the form and walked out.
You know, we might have our own shame and family shame, but you feel as though you're holding the shame of the whole country.
Women are still being forced to give up their children, and they're being blamed and they're being stigmatised for not suiting society's ideals.
You know, how can this be law? How can this even stand up? You know, not to even have anything. I don't know where my son is in the country. I don't know if he's dead or alive.
And I've always thought it was interesting. So I know quite a few people that are adopted, but I very, very, very rarely have heard or met at all, actually, anybody that's been the birth mother.
I don't even have an adoption certificate. I've never signed any paperwork to even have my son adopted.
Parents are often asked to consent at a very traumatic time of the adoption process. So very early on, you know, when there's a final care order being made, they're trying to cope with various problems in their life, as well as trying to have contact with their children.
I only have a screenshot from the social worker's manager to say, oh, your son got adopted at this date.
The problem with consented to adoptions nowadays is that there's very little data available on how many parents actually do consent willingly.
You're up in court, I call it the secret court, because there's no publicity. You're not allowed anyone in there with you either. And you're alone with all these people that are against you, of wanting to take your child away from you.
Our legal system is built on a adversarial process. So there has to be a winner. So someone has to win, someone has to lose.
I then went in and represented myself, so I was living in person. That was hard. That was, you know, not knowing parts of the law and only finding out through your own research, and a bit, you know, studying the Human Rights Act, the Children's Act, etc. Do you pick up on certain points where, you know, you feel like the local authority or the judge has missed out on the law?
And it's rare that you see words like love or, you know, kind of emotional words that actually are what society is built on.
I started, you know, I think the word that comes out for me is it's been torturous, you know, because it's been going on for so long, and because, you know, as people have said, there's a level of grief, but, you know, your child's still alive. It's the most weirdest situation, really.
My research explores the human rights implications of adoption without parental consent. More recently, I became interested in the impact of grief on birth mothers and how they process those feelings. There could be a useful collaboration involved in exploring creatively how they could address their feelings of grief.
In our workshops, we are exploring if a combination of group discussions through literature and art and through art making can enable more meaningful conversations about this topic.
This project is about how birth mothers can express their voices, their feelings through the medium of the artist's book.
Since their emergence in the 1960s, artist books have captured through color, texture and layout what words alone are often inadequate to express.
I was immediately drawn to the project because I sensed the potential of the workshop. you know, to give me a voice in a powerful way that didn't actually involve me speaking to anyone about what had happened. And books, I think I said on the day also, they carry authority. And creating one gives you a sense of agency and authority over your own story. You know, you finally being able to articulate your own truth about what happened to you and what it did to you, and you know, you're coming out of the being silenced place. So I think creating an art book is potentially a great way to tell the truth about the emotionally complex journey of losing our babies to adoption.
The cutouts of the court, the family court, obviously I call it a secret court because I didn't consent to the adoption. So it brought back a bit of memories of, you know, seeing those little captures of being called a liar. You're guilty before you even go in. They know that they've made a decision before as well. And then it's like a lifetime prison sentence. You know, prisoners get to see their children. But also me doing this is a healer in some way to get it out. And also it makes me feel stronger that I can actually do it. Because before I would probably break down.
The girl looks quite young, yeah?
Yeah.
Which I was. And for her pregnant belly, I've put a bomb, because that's basically what went off. And this is what happened. So it's adoption, coercion, criminality, abandonment.
Yeah.
And I've pinched Alice in Wonderland. So that's going down the hole, the rabbit hole. So this is about, I suppose, my journey, mental health journey.
Okay.
I'm in an inquiry in Northern Ireland to do with my mum, who's in the workhouse and had her baby taken off her. And this might be the way I give my testimony as an intergenerational victim in that context. Yeah, it's when you see yourself in it, I think that's where the power comes in.
And I don't know if you can see, there's a golden thread.
Yeah.
Which is the there's a golden thread that goes throughout the whole book, and it's the umbilical cord. And it's also for me the spiritual connection with my daughter that's never broken. And I have a very small envelope and it says, "Please open me," and you can see the golden thread still there. Which, if we lift this up, you can see very clearly it's got barbed wire around it. So that's, for me, the last, well, at least of 30 years, if not 46 years, has been torture. So because it turns the suffering into beauty, for me, my experience of that is then it can be healing.
The purpose of the workshops was to explore whether creative means can offer new tools of self-exploration, healing and social justice when it comes to exploring the topic of adoption without parental consent.
And I do think I've felt some of that today doing this exercise. And I think every bit more I do, there's more healing. Just found the process quite amazing, actually. I think it's a fantastic way to get people to engage in something, and I'll certainly be doing more.